Very easy to get along with, very professional, not sycophantic, took the songs for what they were, and very much had the song in mind, you know, what did the song need?
He has excellent people skills. He really, really knows how to sort of get the best out of a musician. He understands the psychology of recording musicians really, really well. So you don't really notice that he's doing it at the time, but he is everything the way that he communicates with you is really all about getting the best performance out of you, making you feel the most at ease, never really under pressure, and he always makes you feel like what you're doing is worthwhile, even if it's a mistake, which I think is truly excellent. And you can tell that he's got a great deal of experience working with a lot of crazy people, I think, you know, in order to be so refined in his psychology towards bands.
I wonder if just at the very end, when you go into the higher harmony, perhaps you could just back off the mic a bit.
Back off the mic.
Just back off a touch. Okay. Not too far, just you know.
Gotcha.
Sing it from the mountaintops.
Okay. The hills are alive.
The hills are alive with the sound of Placebo.
I loved working in Toronto. We worked in Toronto with David Bottrell because it's his hometown, and you know, he kind of threw us the idea right at the beginning of our working relationship of possibly, you know, going over the pond and recording the album in North America. Considering that we hadn't recorded out of Europe before, it was, you know, quite an exciting prospect for us. I think what we realized that it was going to do two things. First of all, that it was going to kind of take us out of our comfort zone. And secondly, that because we were so far away from home, it would kind of create a really good working environment for us, or a good sort of working attitude, because you were sort of free of all the distractions that you could have if you were at home, or if you were doing something in London, for example.
It's got a good vibe, you know, it's a very tolerant city, you know. The studio that we worked in was an industrial estate, so there was nothing around, you know. We basically did 5 days a week, you know, very focused, and it was the most productive and quickest recording session we've had. Because in the past we've spent 9 months recording in the studio, and that is definitely not good for your mental health.
High strings. Are we getting all the output because do you have to have the 3 outputs? I wonder.
I think it's so that you can plug it into 3 different amps.
Yeah. But is it each pickup goes to a different...
They're all on now.
They're all on.
All the pickups are on.
And they're all coming out that one hole.
Yeah.
You know what it might be nice for? You know the...
That's it clean. That's it super clean.
Right. Well, there's still effects on it. There's still shit going on, right?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. It's not distorted, yeah.
Right. You know the...
Am I done?
You know, the recording process of the album, very straightforward. It was very workmanlike. We were recording in the studio, and it's kind of in an industrial state in the middle of nowhere, so there weren't any distractions. And we just kind of really got our heads down, just worked really hard. and managed to record, I think it was 18 songs over the period of 2 months. So it was a very, very productive time.
It was one of the funnest experiences I've ever had recording music, you know. I've had some great times before, but with this was just like writing it and recording it. It was, like I said earlier, it was just really fun, you know. It was not to say that I didn't have its hard times, because obviously, you know, you go through those little rough patches. But I think it was really great for me because within this year that we spent together, you know, writing it and recording everything, it was like each day it was like I would grow like a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, find out more about myself and mature a bit and everything. The process of all of it has been really, definitely life-changing and lovely at the same time. And like I said, it's been one of the funnest times I've ever had in this studio. And yeah, I'm just really, really psyched about everything that's happened. I wouldn't change a thing, that's for sure.
Stephen Forrest.
All right, Stefan. You better pay attention, because this is the last time I'm going to show you how to do this, okay? Now, what you want to do is line yourself up and then just shoot it. That's all you got to do. It's not that difficult.
You gotta improve your life techniques.
Do it like a man and scratch.
I mean, it took a while to get used to being away from home. You know, that was the one big thing, and you know, living in a hotel room. But once we got into making the record, it was pretty smooth running. It's important not to choke songs or to squeeze the life out of them. You know, they have to keep. You have to keep the initial kind of vibe that you had when you wrote it. You know, even into the recording stage. And David was very good at sort of just gauging the mood of the band, and you know, if one of us was kind of struggling, you know, getting a part down, then we'd just move on.
I think my head was pretty much where it usually is, and that I always feel like there is so much room for improvement. I think the day that I don't start to feel that then it's time to give up, or to stop, or to take, like, you know, a really long vacation. So really, my main focus was just to try stretch my abilities as a singer and a guitarist as far as I possibly could, as far as humanly was possible within this body.
I think this record definitely had there's more hope, there's more passion. It was almost like we'd found our old way of working together, you know, because the band started with me and Brian back in '93, and you know, in its front room in a council flat, and it kind of felt that we've got what came back to that working relationship where it was very open, and the egos were left at the door, and it was a much more open discussion about what we wanted the song